Hey everyone, and welcome to the Webtogs gear review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hanwag Tatra II walking boots, and boy does this walking boot pack a punch, as I like to say. So it's a very traditional walking boot, or the style itself is a very traditional walking boot, which is an amazing thing, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But it is teched out, should we say. So even though it looks traditional, it's going to give you all the support, all the comfort that you need. Anyway, let's take a look at the key features. So first off, it's Gore-Tex, which means it's 100% waterproof and nice and breathable. And as of recording, it has a lifetime guarantee as well. So as long as Gore-Tex maintain that, you know, if you have any issues with the membrane itself, you can return the boot. They'll either repair it or replace it if, and I repeat, if there is an issue with the waterproof membrane. So all you need to do is to maintain the DWR coating on the outside and clean the boot inside and out as well, depending on how often you wear the boot. And when I say clean it, don't just use Lenore or something. You have to use specialist cleaning that won't damage the membrane. So as long as you do that, you're covered with the warranty or lifetime guarantee of Gore-Tex. And if there are any issues, send it off to them. And then, you'll either get a new pair of boots, the money equivalent, or a boot equivalent as well, depending on obviously how old your boots are. But yeah, just to have that reassurance of waterproofness is fantastic. It has a Vibram sole, which means the sole itself is almost in a pedigree by itself, which means you're going to get great grip. You're going to get a good bit of flex. Well, I say flex, we'll talk about that later. But also as well, it's just an industry standard. So a Vibram sole, a boot with a Vibram sole means you can bash the sole about to heaven and back, to hell and back, up the mountains, and it will do the job basically, which is fantastic. And as you'll see from the label, it is a wide fit. So if you're after a boot, or if you have a wide fit or a wider foot, this is definitely something to consider. Well, it would be, because it's designed for you. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the boot itself. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the eyelets, because of course the eyelets themselves are fantastic. So you've got one traditional eyelet at the base there, and basically what that means is you've got quick attachment, and then you've got three kind of ramped up eyelets. So those eyelets mean you're going to get nice glide, should I say, effect, or a nice glide on the lace, which means you can customize and you can get that front bit nice and tight or nice and loose pretty quickly. That is then followed up by three hook eyelets. Now the three hook eyelets are a fantastic bit of kit. I know it sounds weird that I'm just talking about eyelets here, but that means you can fully customize this walking boot, the top part of the walking boot. You can customize it to how you feel and the terrain that you're walking on. And that's purely for the fact that you can chop and change where you're going to position that knot. So at the moment, I've just got the knot in the base or in the middle section of the eyelet. So it's in the middle eyelet. And basically what that means is that's going to give you a little bit of flex on the top there. So that's ideal for low level walking. So, flat terrain, you're still going to get the support that you need from the knot and from the support and from the eyelets there, and obviously from the boot, but it just flexes that top bit off. But when the terrain gets a little bit steeper, if you start doing a bit of scrambling, swap it over, put that top knot on the top eyelet, and then that's just going to pull that in and give you even more support. Again, it's personal preference on how you lace your boots, but the fact that the three eyelet systems mean you can play around with how tight and how loose you want your boot around your ankle is absolutely fantastic. And again, that is based on a traditional design as well, which is really, really cool. The boot itself is suede and nubuck, so it's soft to the touch. It's going to repel the water, but it's also nice and breathable. On the front, you've got a really solid toe box on there. Again, if you're doing a bit of level 1 scrambling, maybe even level 2 scrambling, it just means you can wedge the boot into there, and it can really, one, protect you and also help you on your lift. And then on the back as well, they've just added some additional protection as well. So yeah, that's the top part of the boot. Let's take a look at the sole itself. So the sole itself is Vibram. So normally I would do the flex test, which actually, do you know what, I'm going to do it. So as you can see, it's nice and solid. Again, it's a very traditional boot. The design is a very traditional design, and there's zero flex to it. So if you are scrambling, if you're going to be hiking on terrain that's very uneven and you just need a solid sole, you need that protection. As soon as your foot is in this boot, it's in this boot, and it's going to keep your foot in position, but it's not uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That's all due to this sole system on here as well. You have great variancy in the sole itself. You've got great depth. It's thinner, it's thinner, it's deeper, it's shallower in subsections. You've got a nice grip section on the side here as well. So again, if you are scrambling and you need to kind of sidestep, get a bit of grip on the side of a rock or something, that's going to enable that grip. And again, you have that side protection as well. As I say, it's not a full round around the side there, but the fact that you've got that side protection means, again, if you are scrambling, it's just going to offer that protection so it doesn't scuff up the, the suede nubuck. But yeah, the sole itself looks very traditional, and it is traditional, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. It doesn't need to be super, super fancy. Because of the rigidness of the actual sole itself, that grip and that rigidness work perfectly together, and it has done for many, many, many years previously and in the future as well. It's just going to offer you the best grip and just generally the best performance when it comes to it. And again, that's all down to the Vibram, should we say the Vibram pedigree that this boot has. The boot itself, so around about a size 8, weighs 760 grams. Obviously, if you go for smaller, it's going to weigh less. If you got a bigger foot, it's going to weigh more. But yeah, one single boot at roughly around about a size 8 is around about 760 grams, which isn't too shabby considering it's a traditional style boot that has Gore-Tex, that has a solid sole, and is also a high ankle support as well. So who is this boot for? If you are going backpacking or adventuring, or you're just getting into scrambling and you want a boot that you technically could wear on flat open trails, but then you get into the serious stuff, a bit more serious terrain, this is ideal for you. If you're going to be backpacking for a long amount of time and you want a boot that can cover, like I said, flat ground, coastal walking, but then again, if you're going to be hitting some mountains, doing some scrambling or rougher terrain, this is for you. What I probably wouldn't recommend it is for low-level hiking. So if you don't do any hard terrain, you just do coastal walking with a little bit of hill incline or anything like that, or like a local mountain that isn't too strenuous. There's a main path. Although you can wear these boots, they will be nice and comfortable for you, and you will be comfortable throughout your whole walk. It might be slight overkill, but again, it's personal preference. Again, if you do wear these boots, for your everyday hiking, your low-level hiking, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. But yeah, so adventurers, scramblers, it's gonna tick all the boxes. And of course, if you've got a wider foot, this is definitely something to look out for. Again, I really like the traditional design, but the fact that it's got Gore-Tex, additional comfort, padding on the inside there, and the solid sole just means, even though it is a rigid boot, from putting it on to taking it off, you're going to be nice and comfortable from the word go to the end of the trail, which is really, really cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbering on. If you want to find out more about these boots, just head to the link that's pinned in the comments. And whilst you're there, what you'll also notice is that we're doing a really cool initiative at the moment, which is place an order, plant a tree. So for every order that is placed through our website, webtogs.com, we are going to plant a tree, which is awesome. That's a fantastic scheme that we're a part of, an affiliation that we're really, really excited about. But what a lot of people don't realise is our warehouse is super eco-friendly. I think it's one of the most eco-friendly warehouses in the UK, definitely in Europe. So at the moment, our carbon emissions is down by 93%, obviously as of 93.5% as of recording, which within itself is fantastic, but combining the two does something rather special. So the one order that you place through webtogs.com, we plant a tree. That tree, because of our carbon emissions are so low, that one tree actually wipes out the carbon emissions or the carbon footprint of 3 other Webtog orders. Now, how cool is that? So not only through purchasing through webtogs.com are you helping plant a tree, you're also reducing the carbon footprint of 3 other people's orders on Webtogs. So as you can see, the more you order, the more plants we plant, funnily enough, the more trees we plant, the better off ecologically, or should I say the better off we are at reducing our carbon footprint, the better. So basically it's a win-win scenario. If you want to find out more about the place an order, plant a tree, just head to the link again that's pinned in the comments below. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. I'm sure you're bored by now. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching and happy trails.